Hello, this is Matt Larrabee. I'm the senior web developer at Panos Marketing, and today I'm also the host of this week's Panos Live session. Today I want to be talking about something that's probably an issue on your website, and that's page load speed. A couple years ago, Google did a lot of research in this field and came up with some statistics about what a 1 second delay in page load speed will do to your users. And they found that a 1 second delay in load time of your website reduces page views by 11%. It also decreases conversion rate by 7%. And when a page takes longer than 3 seconds to load, the bounce rate, which is someone who visits your site and doesn't interact with anything but just leaves right away, that nearly triples if it takes longer than 3 seconds to load your page. So if that doesn't give you incentive enough to want to improve your page load speed, Google just announced that next year in 2021, they're going to be adding user experience as a ranking factor in their search algorithm. And some things that are included in that are mobile responsiveness, HTTPS, secure browsing, but also something called Google Web Vitals. And this is something that Google created to measure the speed of your website. And so it's broken down into three different areas. The first is largest contentful paint. And that is really when you first can see the website. So when a page loads, this is when you first really see the full website. That should be under 2.5 seconds according to Google. The second is the first input delay. And this is a measurement of when you click something on the website, how long it takes the website to respond to that click. That should be under 100 milliseconds, so really quick. The third in this Web Vital is the cumulative layout shift. And that's a measurement of how much your layout shifts around after the first half second of page load time. So if your page is taking a long time to load and it's shifting around in the layout after that time, that's bad. You're going to want that to be under 0.1 seconds according to Google. So these are kind of high standards set by Google, and that's coming out next year. And so that's going to be good news for us because we're going to have a leg up on the competition if we work on some of these things and get our pages loading quickly. And so today I'm going to give you 5 quick tips for speeding up your site. So the number one tip I have is browser caching. So you've probably visited a page and it loads fairly slowly, but the next time you visit that page, it loads really quick. Usually that's browser caching. So the first time you visit a page, it's going to save all the images, all the files on your local computer. The next time you visit the page, it's not going to have to download those from the internet. It's going to have them right on your computer. So the page is going to load much quicker. One thing we can do is set how long we want that browser to cache things for. So really increasing that browser cache time, especially for a financial institution where most people are checking online banking when they go, they're going to the site frequently. That's going to really increase the load time on those pages for those people. Number 2 is compression. So just like a zip file, when you're zipping files, it decreases the file size. This is what compression is on the internet too. This is a global setting that can be set on the server. And what it does is it's going to compress your JavaScript, your HTML, different things. And that file size is going to go from maybe something like 200 kilobytes down to like 40 or 50 kilobytes. And what that does is if somebody's on their phone downloading your site, downloading a page of your site, downloading 50 kilobytes is going to be a lot quicker than downloading 200, especially on something like 3G or a slower connection. So compression is going to allow that to really increase the speed, especially on slower connections, especially on large pages. And that's a global setting that you can set on the server once, and it's going to take effect for your whole site. Number 3 is image size and compression. And this is something near to our heart at Panos. You can make the best site in the world. You can make it load really quick, And we have this sometimes where we hand it off, and then we see someone upload a 10 megabyte photo the next day on the feature. So no matter how good your website is, if somebody has a 10 megabyte photo on the homepage, it's going to load very, very slow on mobile and on desktop. So what's the solution to that? You should always kind of resize and compress your images before you put them on your site. So you might not have tools on your computer to do that, but there's a lot of online tools that you can use to do this. A couple that we recommend is Kraken.io or TinyPing, TinyPNG. Both of those will do a great job of compressing your photos that you upload there. You just drag them in and it will compress them and give you a photo that you can put on your website. And it will take that 10 megabyte photo and decrease it to about 50 kilobytes, which is a huge difference. So number 4 is kind of a cool new feature that browsers are supporting now, and that's called lazy loading. So lazy loading lets you kind of only load the images that are in the screen view. So an example of this, say you have a blog page that maybe it has 40 photos, each blog article has a photo. Maybe you have 40 photos on that page. Normally, when you go to that page on a phone or even on a desktop, it's going to load all those photos at once. That's going to take a long time, especially on a phone if you're downloading 40 photos. What lazy loading does is you can specify that on the photos, and it's only going to load the photos that are visible to the user. So maybe the top 2 articles are visible when the user goes to the site. It's not going to load any of those photos below them until you scroll to them. So once you start scrolling, it's going to load photos as they're coming up into view. So this is a great new feature that's supported by most modern browsers now, and it's going to be supported by pretty much everything really soon, and you can start using this right away. So that comes to our last speed tip for the day, and that's number 5 is minify your JS and CSS. This is a pretty easy thing to do, and really minifying, you can do it online with your files, but really it just removes all the white space, all the extra fluff from your files, and just decreases the size of those files so they download a lot quicker. And so that's just a really easy one to do and not much effort. So with these 5 tips, hopefully you'll be able to speed up your website quite a bit. And if you have any questions on these, or if you need help implementing these, just contact us on our website, panelsmarketing.com. We'd love to hear from you, and let us know if these help your website speed up as well. Catch us next week, next Tuesday for the next panel session. Thanks. Bye.